I machined the shaft for a lad last week, and I was actually getting a bit of taper in the shaft end to end. So I'm going to now check to make sure the lathe is still lined up. You can adjust the tailstock in and out to make sure that the lathe is turning parallel. The first thing we need to do is make sure that this taper in here is really clean. And as a sleeve goes in there, an adapter sleeve, it takes it down to Morse taper 3, that goes in, and I've got a sacrificial centre, just an old piece of an old drill. We'll put that in, and I'll return the taper on there just to make sure that that is running absolutely spot on. So if I remachine the taper on there, it can't be doing anything else other than running nice and true. There is a protector which goes on here just to make sure you don't damage that and to stop that nut flopping about. Right, unfortunately I've lent the protector to somebody who's making a collar chuck, so I'll have to do it without. All I want to do is machine this taper just to make sure it is right. So that's been machined on the lathe, so it can't be anything else but running absolutely true. Once again, you must make sure that that taper in there is nice and clean. I've got a dead centre that will go into there. So when the lathe is in perfect alignment, those two centres will be perfectly lined up. They look good, but we're only talking parts of a thousandth of an inch out to make a big difference. What you can do, you put a ruler in, a steel rule, tighten that up, and you can see it is slightly off. It's not, the ruler should be dead square. Basically this one appears to be too far behind that one. You can also check the vertical, which looks pretty good. To adjust that, you put packing pieces underneath the tailstock, but vertical alignment is not as important as side to side or back to front. Right, so we know it's not quite true. Now we need to measure it. I've got a ground shaft here. It's actually an old lathe shaft out of a gearbox. It's got nice centres in it, so we can use this. That's just nipped in there just nicely. If I put a clock gauge on there, run it end to end, the clock gauge shouldn't move. Right, so we'll bring my dial gauge in, it's on centre height to 0. Gently wind the carriage towards the back, and you can see it's moving. That's a full 5 thou. I'll do it again the other way. Right, so the lathe certainly isn't turning true. The tailstock is too far that way, So we need to bring it towards us to correct things. There's two adjusting screws, one at this side, one at the other side. So you loosen your clamp off and you push these one against another till you get the desired result. So I've loosened off the clamping bolt and I'm going to push the tailstock towards me till we're going to read in a 0. Right, tighten it up at that. Re-zero it. Right, that's pretty good, it's not moving at all. The next thing to do is machine a length of bar and make it each end, make sure it's the same size. Ideally a piece of bar or a piece of studding I use with big washers on, so you just machine one end and the other end and not the full length of the bar. But I've actually got a job to do this week, quite a long shaft, so I can finally set it up then. But at the minute it's looking pretty good. This clock gauge mount, all it is, it's a knurling tool type holder you get, which are totally useless for knurling. But all I've done is put a little bit of studding in and mount a clock gauge on there, a dial gauge on there. Works quite well. I've had one or two people not complaining but mentioning the fact that I seem to be spending a lot more time now with a plasma cutter than I do machining. I don't think that's really true. There's maybe 5 minutes on plasma cutting in one of the 2 videos I do each week. Extreme Engineering, Extreme Plasma do sponsor my channel to a certain degree, so I think it's only right and fair that I show off a little bit of his product. To tell you the truth, I find the plasma cutting very interesting. A lot of people do as well. So all you can do is fast forward it again. It's a button, fast forward, just fast forward, don't watch it. It's not really rocket science, is it? This week's little plasma item is actually a Morse taper tooling rack. I go right through that, I cut it out, bend it and show how it works anyway. I've been meaning to make a bend at the fastener on the front of this bench for quite a while. I just haven't gotten around to it. quite decent. That's not a bad bend. It could possibly weld down all there, but this is going to be more than strong enough for what it's got to do. So we need to make sure we bend that one the right way, which is like that. It would be nice to get this bench sorted out properly with a bender built into it. And I've simply screwed onto the wall, and your Morse taper tool goes in there. My initials in there, but I can put whatever you want in really. That's in 2mm plate, which is more than thick enough. I was going to use 3, but 2 is more than enough. Put it together like at 19. It could be welded along those seams, but honestly I don't think it'll need to be. Very happy with that. I made the holes in this one 23mm, which should be the right size for Morse taper number 3. Which it is. That's quite a splendid little device. I may weld these yet, I don't think they need to be welded. Only make some with 17mm holes in for Morse taper number 2 as well. These aren't for me, they're for a viewer, asked us to make them, but I'm going to definitely do some for myself. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always a massive thanks for all the well wishes that have been coming in. There's one other thing I'd like to say. This week is the 10th year anniversary of the death of my brother. My brother was sadly killed in a motorcycle accident. I'd just like to say one thing. Just think bike. At a junction, when you pull out, just look twice, think bike. This is upsetting me saying this, but if it makes one person look and see a motorbike. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next week.